In this class we want to talk about exhibition and trade shows. Now this is a nice, almost quite practical talk about attendance at trade shows and exhibitions and the advantages and disadvantages and what's involved. So let's run through it and see what's in this. Well, we'll start by talking, as I said, about exhibitions and trade shows. They're becoming increasingly popular as means of promotion. They've come on in popularity since probably the advent of big exhibition halls have been built at various centres in various cities throughout the country and throughout various countries. So exhibitions have become a very important feature of making the product known to the public and making it known to different intermediaries in the market. So producers may make the product known to wholesalers or brokers or agents or whoever. So exhibitions and trade shows are becoming more popular as time goes on. These events are organized and the purpose is to bring together buyers and sellers who share a common interest. Now they're organized. That may sound like a trivial thing to say, but they are carefully planned. The exhibition halls have to be precisely laid out and there has to be a route around the trade show or the exhibition which is logical and which will take the visitors through almost a logical tour of the different products and the different issues that are involved in a particular in the retailing or the selling or the distribution of a particular product. But all the buyers and sellers, of course, have a common interest. The sales team have the opportunity to demonstrate products in order to generate interest amongst prospective buyers. Well, at different stalls, they don't just point out that these are the products that are currently made. They may actually exhibit them in a way that involves demonstrations. They may use the product. They may allow the visitors to pick up the product physically and look at it and use it perhaps, or they're able to gauge the product more than, say, looking at it online. Online is a very poor substitute from being able to pick up the product and physically look at it and turn it over and look at the various components. So it's an opportunity for the sales team to exhibit the product properly. Now there are different types of exhibitions. Selling exhibitions is where obviously the people at the exhibition can sell their product, can sell it and take orders from potential customers and can take orders from perhaps past customers, look for new customers. It's a selling exercise and there may be an element of selling involved. So there could be a selling exhibition or there can be a non-selling exhibition. Obviously if there's a selling one, there could be a non-selling one. The non-selling one is purely for promotions and information. For example, the motor show. Generally speaking, they don't sell cars at the motor show. They simply show off the car. And the motor show is perhaps aimed at distributors, car distributors and garages and people within the trade. So they're able to show off the car. So there are non-selling exhibitions where simply the products are shown off. And it can be open to the public or just to businesses. It could be business to business, B2B, or it could be open to the public. It depends. Different shows have different strategies and different routes. Some are open to the public and some are not. They're an effective method of reaching a wide customer group and targeting potential customers. Clearly, people who go to exhibitions are interested in the product. So the exhibitors are almost selling to the converted. They're selling to or making the product known to people who are interested in the first place because that's why they're there. It allows the sales team to interact with customers face to face. which is more effective than, say, telesales or selling online. So the customers can talk to the representatives of the company face to face. It's much more human form of dealing. The customers are able to shake hands and read the body language of the salesperson and look at the product and ask questions, and it's a much more human experience than, say, looking at a website and trying to figure out what the product's about. Exhibitions can vary in scale. Some exhibitions are held in very large centres, some are smaller, and you can even get them in local halls or in local libraries or community centres. There could be an exhibition of something. Or you could get them on a grand scale at the National Indoor Arena or Earl's Court in London. You can get them in very big centres or you can get them in very small. It depends again on what the exhibition is trying to achieve and what it's doing. Now, exhibitions and trade shows offer the following benefits. Well, for starters, public relations, interaction between the visitors and media coverage, interest generated by exhibition organisers. So it's public relations. By and large, the exhibition may be mentioned in the news, and it's good publicity. It's positive publicity for those exhibiting at the show. It's also used for promotion and selling of products, reaching wider audiences and target groups, and demonstrating products and developments and future developments and innovations and visual displays, and it's a way of showing off the product and showing off the company. And it may alert some who are not familiar with the product to its potential, and perhaps people who didn't deal with the company before now become conscious about the company. And so it's a way of promoting the business and promoting the product. It's networking. It's enabling contacts with clients. It's enabling the company to meet customers and potential customers, and also to meet other companies and to see what they're doing. It's networking. It's finding out what's happening within their particular market, within their particular realm of interest. And it's getting feedback from customers. Customers can go along and talk about their experiences of the product in the past, and good and bad, and how they got around it, and their contact with the company and what could be improved. It's all valuable information which can be fed back to the company, which will help to improve customer experience. And of course, it's researching competitors, looking at their products. The competitors will be at the exhibition as well. So it's possible for the company to look at the competitors, look at the type of products they've got and what's selling well for them and what are the customers interested in that the competitors have got. And so again, it's collecting information and passing it back to the company, so the company is able to refine what it does and offer a better customer experience. Now, the reasons for exhibiting: well, meeting new customers, enhancing the company image, because the company is at the exhibition, so therefore it's keen to be seen and to promote its products. Interacting with customers, not just meeting the new customers, but interacting with them, talking to them and taking their concerns and issues and their comments and their compliments and their criticisms, and just it's the whole experience of dealing with customers. It's promote existing products, promoting what it does, promoting the product, making customers aware of its uses and its potential and so on. And it could also be used to launch new products. New products typically are launched at exhibitions, so it creates excitement and interest in the new product, and customers will want to go and see it. People attending the exhibition will want to go and see the new product. It's something interesting, something new, new product. Getting competitor intelligence as I said earlier, looking to see what the competitors are exhibiting, the types of products that they're showing off, the types of attributes and quality of the products they're showing off. Again, important information to feed back to the marketing department. And it's getting edge on the non-exhibitors. The non-exhibitors are out of the picture. So the customers who attend the exhibition will know the ones who are there. They may not be aware of the ones who didn't attend. Unless the one who didn't attend enjoys a big reputation and is a big producer in the market and is deliberately staying away to create controversy and get people talking. But generally speaking, the ones who don't attend are disadvantaged. So it's important for the company also to keep up with the competitors. Make sure that its products are contemporary, it's what the customers want, and it's dealing with the competitors head on. It's putting up its products and being proud of its products, so that the customers see what the company feel about its products, and they respect the company for that, for being open. There's also enhanced personal morale. People who attend the exhibition on the part of companies, on behalf of companies, they have a sort of their morale is affected by attending. They like it. They like to be seen to be representing a good company, a company who's not afraid to show off its products, and a company who is representing itself equally with all the others. It's got a stall, it's got a stand, and it's nicely decorated, and it's got products, and it's showing off the products. So the people who are working on it have got high morale. They like it. So it's a boost to the morale within the business as a whole even. And they can interact with distributors. It's not just looking at the competitors now, they can look at the distributors. They can talk to the retailers or the wholesalers or the agents or whoever it is who handles their product. They can now meet with them and talk to them, and it's an atmosphere in which it's a business-like atmosphere. It's an exhibition. It's a trade exhibition, but it's also business-like in the sense that they can meet with the distributors and talk about issues and see what's going right and what's going wrong. It's a way of getting information which will help the business. It generates market research. And in a sense, the market comes to them. They don't have to go to the market looking for who's interested in the product. In the case of an exhibition, the customers go to the company, and the company can then interview the customers. They can talk to the customers. They can get the customers' feelings about its product range and its prices and its quality and so on. In some, if it's a selling exhibition, they can take orders. Customers may go in and place an order for certain products, and they will be dispatched and delivered and invoiced later. So they're just simply taking orders. If it's a selling exhibition, that is possible. And also meeting new distributors. It's not just dealing with existing distributors, but perhaps looking at new distributors and looking at new markets and looking at ways into new markets. And that could be a way of getting growth for the business. And that list comes from that textbook. Now, stages in planning an exhibition. Well, the same book again. It discusses the following stages. First of all, setting objectives, stage one. So it's planning an exhibition. So in planning an exhibition, it must set out the objectives. What does the exhibition want to achieve? So list the objectives and be very clear about them. Have very, very clear objectives. Selecting, attending appropriate exhibitions and trade shows. What trade shows should the company attend? What exhibitions should they attend? select which ones. Perhaps it can't attend all of them, or it doesn't want to attend all of them, or perhaps it's too expensive to attend all of them. It just wants to attend some, make its presence felt. Which one will maximize its return? And make arrangements for staff. Staff are going to have to go to the exhibition, so they will need hotel facilities and transport and subsistence and food and whatever. They will need to be looked after while they're there. So the company is setting the objectives. What does it want from the exhibition? And then which exhibitions to attend, and then looking after the staff and getting the staff to go and agree and arranging recompense for the staff, compensation for the time they're there and looking after them. And when they are there, what promotion techniques should be used? How should the business present itself? How should the stall be decorated? What should it look like? And the design and layout of the stand, as I said, how should it look like? And what's promotional techniques? Should it have competitions, or should it give away free pens, or should it give away samples, and what sort of samples, and how much of the samples should be given away to visitors? And select after exhibition follow-up activities. After the exhibition is over, you might want to take names and addresses of visitors to the stand and see if some sort of follow-up can be arranged, perhaps even a telephone contact to see if they want to place orders, or if there were some issues, or how they felt about the company's presentation at the exhibition, get some feedback on that. So it's a question of selecting visitors for follow-up activities. Plan the logistics. If they're going to move samples and move materials from, let's say, the company to the exhibition, plan it out so it's going to be delivered on time and it can be put up in time and taken down in time, making sure that it fits in with the schedule that's been agreed with the exhibition organizers, that their vehicles can get close to the place and deliver the products and go back and pick it up at the end, and make sure that there is clear logistics in attending the exhibition. Evaluate and follow up the success of the exhibition. It's important that perhaps attendance at the next exhibition is important, just to drive home what happened at the previous one. And also, as I said, having some follow-up with the visitors to the stand, perhaps phoning them and asking their opinion, or seeing what they thought about the presentation. Now, setting the objectives. Just run through these quickly. We've already talked about them, but let's just run it through quickly. Exhibitions and trade shows are normally held annually and organised by exhibition organisers. So it's generally the case there's one a year. There's one motor show, and there's one boat show, and there's one camping and holiday show, and there's one. So one a year normally. The exhibition organisers are responsible for ensuring that the exhibition arrangements are in place. The organisers must make sure that the hall is booked, and that it's safe, and that it's suitable, and it's of sufficient size to hold the number of exhibitors that are likely to present themselves. So booking the venue, registering participants, seminars, lectures, promotion of exhibitions, information about the exhibition, catering facilities, lighting, parking, access to parking and access, I should say, and media coverage, and special provisions for people who are disabled, who may be in wheelchairs, and there's good access to the exhibition. So there are many issues for the organisers to deal with. But there again, it only happens once a year, let's say, so they may have enough time to do the planning. When sales teams are considering organising, when sales teams are considering organising an exhibition and booking for a stand, they must consider the following: the size and location of the stand, Not all the stands in the exhibition are equal. Some are in the main area where people walk in and are guaranteed to see the stand, and some stands are way down the back and people may not even get there. So the exhibitors need to know where their stand is going to be, and there's a lot of competition amongst them to get the best position because they want to maximize their presence at the show. And what's the stand look like? What's it made from, and how is it designed? Because the design of the stand will influence how they can decorate it. And what information will be sent to customers for promotion? It must be the case that companies may want to send information to their customers about their presence at the exhibition, so customers can go and find them and talk about any issues. But also the organisers of the event will send out information to customers and publicise the event so that the public or the relevant people who will attend, perhaps it's limited to the trade, so the people within the trade will know, so it's publicised in trade journals and trade magazines. Objectives need to be set beforehand. The sales team need to know the purpose and aims of the exhibition. There must be clarity. Why is the thing taking place? Why is there an exhibition? What do they hope to achieve from it, and what will they get out of it? The sales team must have a clear understanding of the purpose of the exhibition. Is it for selling or non-selling purposes? So the team there must be properly briefed about how to behave. Is the exhibition for making sales or taking orders or just to enhance the company's image? It's important that the exhibitors, the people on the stand who are working for the exhibitors, that there is an understanding between the two of them as what's required. There should not be confusion between the people representing the organisation and the organisation itself. There shouldn't be confusion. People on a stand, if they start selling the product and that's not their remit, may cause a lot of problems, a lot of embarrassment for the company. Alternatively, if the people on the stand don't make sales, it may be embarrassing because they were meant to. So that should be briefed properly in advance. The objectives should be smart and ensure that provides direction to the sales team. They must be aware of expectations of the event. The SMART criteria is dealt with in other videos. But what it means is that the team who are working on behalf of the organisation at the exhibition should not only be properly briefed, but they should be efficient. They should deal with customers in an efficient manner, but also making the customers feel at home and at ease and relaxed, whilst at the same time dealing with them efficiently. So it's a question of training. The team on the stand ideally should be properly briefed and trained before they get there. Selecting and attending appropriate exhibitions and trade shows. Well, it's important that the right trade shows are picked. Not all are equal, as I said, and it depends on the reputation of the show and where it's located, and I suppose the cost of the show, the cost of the exhibition or the show, the trade show. So there are many issues to consider when dealing with the selection and attending of appropriate exhibitions and trade shows. Exhibition and trade shows ensure that personal selling takes place and to the right customer group. Personal selling doesn't have to be selling the product. In fact, it could be just selling the image or selling the brand or the idea of the product, and that might be very important. So there are a number of factors that need to be considered when selecting an exhibition or trade shows. It's not just a question of turning up. It's turning up with a set of objectives. It's turning up properly briefed about what is required of the staff on the show. It's looking at the costs of being there. It's picking the right show to attend. It's the whole design of the stand and the way that the people representing the organization present themselves and their organization to the attendees at the show, the people who attend the show. There are a number of factors that need to be considered when selecting an exhibition and trade show. Well, most exhibitions only take place once a year, as I said earlier, and it's important to identify which exhibition is appropriate, as well as the cost of booking a stand and the availability of a good location. Now, these are issues that I mentioned earlier. It's important that the stand is in a prime position or in a good position. It'll cost more, but it should yield better results. If it's stashed away down the back of the show, people may not even get there, so they won't see it. So it's a waste of time and energy and effort. So it's important that the right show is selected and the cost is properly funded and there's a proper budget for the whole activity. The prestige level of the exhibition and the type of visitors attending the exhibition needs to be taken into account. Some exhibitions are written up in the trade magazines and the trade publications and are very well respected. So attendees, people who want to exhibit their products, in a sense, must attend those shows. They're so well understood and written up about and appear in magazines about the product and are mentioned on websites and so on, that it's essential that the company attend those exhibitions. But of course also, as I said earlier, it's a useful source of research, looking at the exhibitors, the different exhibitors, to see what products that customers are trying to buy and what products are attracting customer attention, because that's a valuable form of information that can go back to the business. Making arrangements for staff. Well, there needs to be sufficient staff in place to promote, guide and inform visitors about the products and services that are being offered by the company. So there should be enough staff. It looks bad if there's only a couple on the stand. There's a lot of people waiting to speak to them, and the people are going to get frustrated and annoyed, and it means it's a bad reputation. The business, it looks bad for the business. They're understaffed, and if they're understaffed at an exhibition, people think, well, what's it like if you place an order with them? They will also be waiting and waiting. So salespeople tend to be appointed at the stand, and this means that they're taken out of the routine job to fill a space at the exhibition. So there's a cost. Sometimes people within the marketing department who perhaps have routine jobs within the marketing department are now asked to go and attend some exhibition and help customers, but really they need a lot of training. They need to have the right personality. They need to have proper briefing before they get there. So attendance at an exhibition has to be planned from the company side. And of course also when the staff are there, the output of the staff for the company has been lost. So it is costly. It's not a free activity. The sales team and the sales manager, they should be present to oversee activities at the stand. It's important that the salespeople and the marketing people are there and overseeing everything and making sure that the proper image of the business has been projected and the business is seen as efficient, good quality, caring, and so on. So there needs to be in position some sort of rota of staff attending on the site so people can have a rest and go away from the site and relax and go back to it refreshed and keen to get on with it again. the promotional techniques, as part of the marketing communication, the sales team must implement promotion methods before, during and after the exhibition. So there must be promotional events. There must be something to attract the visitors. New products could be launched, as I said earlier, or it could be exhibitions of how to use the product, where experts are brought in to show visitors how to use the product and the benefits of using the product. So it brings the product to the wider audience. It shows the use of the product to the wider audience, and it makes people more aware of the product. And it's in real time. It's happening in front of them. This is not virtual. It's not online. This is people are there. This is a people event. Promotional methods may include direct mail to potential visitors, setting up advertising campaigns, press releases, sales team activities such as inviting customers to the stand and ensuring there are follow-up activities after the exhibition. So the company may send out invitations to people to attend the exhibition, to see them in person there, to come and see them at the exhibition, or make it known throughout their market, throughout their segment of the market, that they will be attending this particular exhibition and their stall number will be whatever it is. Give them the number and where the location is, and they look forward to seeing people there. Now that's important, and when the customers arrive, they are welcomed and their presence is appreciated by the company. The layout and design of the stand. It's important for exhibitions because they need to attract attention. The stands should be nicely lit and nicely presented, in line with the type of product that's being marketed. So for example, it's a very traditional product, knitting needles, then you'd expect to see nice rural settings and images of rural people doing knitting and traditional crafts and so on. If it's a very high-tech piece of equipment that's been marketed, then we would expect images of urban urban lights and fast traffic, and we'd expect to see a different presentation perhaps. Exhibition specialists and contractors are sometimes put in place to ensure structure, fixtures, fittings of the stand meet expectations of the sales team and the products that are being presented. So it's important that the exhibition specialists and the contractors, people who specialize in exhibitions, be consulted about the stand, the layout of the stand, the safety of the stand as well, to make sure no one's going to be hurt by using the stand, the lighting, the images, the promotional activities. All of this should be balanced and sequenced throughout the days. The stand should be eye-catching and attractive and should communicate the intended message. They should fit in with the corporate image. Exhibitions and trade shows are a good means of launching new products and gaining customer feedbacks. Well, the customers are there. This is live, so the customers are in front of them at the stand. So if the product has been launched, their reactions can be picked up immediately. How did they feel about the product? Were they enthusiastic? Did they walk away? Did they ask to see more? Did they ask to look at the product? What was the reaction? The latest products must be on the stand and accessible to target customers. It's important that the customers, when they walk around the stands, they're able to look at the products and perhaps even pick up the products and examine them. There's nothing to hide, and they should feel relaxed and open about the company and talk to the salespeople directly and ask them questions. So it's a very open exercise. Should the layout of the stand should give some sort of private area where customers can discuss their needs and at the same time maintain confidentiality. In other words, let's say a customer who deals with one company now wants to start dealing with the second company, but he doesn't want the first one to see him or her doing it or in the negotiations that they're about to start. So there should be some sort of confidentiality. They're able to talk to the salespeople of the other company and talk about issues and just start the ball rolling, start an investigation because they want to diversify their own suppliers, let's say, or they want to buy from different outlets or different companies. So there should be some confidentiality and respect for what they want. The follow-up activities. Well, the sales team must follow up activities in place to ensure customers are not attracted to competitors. So they must have follow-up activities in place. They must be able to talk to the customers and engage the customers and, in a sense, keep the customers. Naturally, the customers will go and see what the competitors are selling, the prices and the products as well. But the activities of the company in presenting to the customers must minimize the possibility of the customers being lost to the competitors. So the customers who attend the particular stand at the exhibition must have a good experience. They must like their experience with that particular stand. The sales team must record customer details and put a database together that's ready with customer contacts and customer information. And it may even have some very loose parts to the database where general statements are put in or observations or comments, so that they can also be captured and presented for analysis back at the company when the full marketing team might want to have a look at what happened and who was contacted and what did they say, what's their contact information. Follow-up activities include perhaps sending emails that have been agreed in advance, so they're not seen as spam. Calling customers, again, agreed in advance. So at the trade show or at the exhibition, the salespeople say, well, we'll call you next week. Is that okay? And we'll take your number and certainly we look forward to talking to you on the phone next week. So it's not cold calling. Doesn't have a bad reputation. Sending letters, brochures, detailing information about the product, the services discussed during the exhibition. So the follow-up has been approved by the person who's going to receive this, the customer. Planning the exhibition, the logistics. Well, this has to be carefully planned, otherwise it could be a disaster. It could be that the materials for the stand arrive too late, and it looks bad if they're building the stand halfway through the exhibition. So logistics must be planned carefully. It's important that equipment and promotional material and staff arrive on time to the exhibition, and it should also be appropriately dressed, not turning up in their workman suits with hammers and nails, bashing the thing together. The exhibition is on. They should be ready to present a professional picture of the company, an image of the company, using a well-designed and nicely decked out stand. Transport must be available and arrangements for accommodation of staff. That might be necessary. And of course subsistence, looking after the staff, make sure they've got meals and they're catered for throughout the day. There is a duty on the part of the company to ensure their staff are well looked after. The success of an exhibition should be evaluated and suggestions should be made for improvements if necessary. The fact that they have attended the exhibition is good, but now they should try to work out their effectiveness at the exhibition. And you can only do that by contacting the customers the people who attended the exhibition and asking them about the experience they had at the stand, talk to the salespeople, what the stand looked like, the promotional activities that were organised, the exhibitions that were organised on the stand. Were they interesting? Were they boring? Were they appropriate? Were they too long or too short? Did they get their questions answered? So it's a whole follow-up list that could be asked. And maybe it's the case that when contact information is picked up from attendees, from customers who attended the exhibition, maybe some of them would be prepared to attend a focus group meeting at a hotel somewhere in the future, just to talk about the exhibition and their experiences at the exhibition and what they thought. And do it within a short space of time after the exhibition, so it's fresh in their minds. The evaluation process provides an insight into the event based on findings. Plans can be drawn up for the next exhibition. So criticisms of their stand or of the salespeople or of the presentations or the promotions or whatever, criticisms should be taken seriously and looked at and seen if they can be improved. So a better delivery can be made at the following exhibition. Another element to consider, follow-up activities are discussed in stage 6. We've already talked about those back in stage 6. And important to contact visitors as promised during an exhibition. The point I'm trying to make here is that any promises that are made during an exhibition should not be empty promises. They should be followed up. They should be enacted. There should be contact. If a salesperson promises to have some follow-up or to contact someone, then that should happen, and it should happen within a matter of a week or two of the exhibition. So promises made at the stand should be honoured. Now these are the various issues associated with attendance at a trade show or an exhibition. Quite a practical set of points, but important nonetheless, and yet another avenue for marketing to present the business in a positive light and to attract customers and give customers confidence in the product, and also get information about competitors and information from the customers about the product, so it can be fed back to the company who may feed it back to research and development into the product or into innovations for the product, which may influence production in the future, which will bring out new versions of the product which are in line with the requirements that were picked up at the exhibition. So there's a whole train of events kicked off here, starting at the exhibition with products and now taking the comments into account, dealing with the customers, finding out what they want, looking at the competitors, what they're doing, what customers like about the competitors' products, taking all of that back, and that could form the basis for product innovation. That's all I'm going to deal with in here. It's been quite a long class, so I'm going to leave it at that and say that's the source that the source that I was using, and I'm going to leave it at that and say thank you for watching.